Here with Carson-Newman coach Mike Mincey after CN upends 19th ranked Catawba 69-68 in overtime. And coach, it's interesting. We were just talking the other day about late game situations. What do you draw up? How do you talk to your team about stuff? Well, you had everything. You had a defensive situation late in the game that you had to defend. You had some offensive things there late as well that you needed to draw up for your team. What can you say about your team's execution down the stretch? Because there was a couple times where Catawba had you on the ropes.
Yeah, I'm proud of one. We just talked about it, how we got down 5 in overtime and didn't look back. We just kept going. Got the big three, got the layup, finally got a free throw. Had to make those big plays, and that's what you got to do in winning time. I mean, it's about the players and them doing stuff. As coaches, we draw stuff up and we try to call timeouts and all that kind of thing, but it's them that are going to make the plays. Give a lot of credit to our players. It wasn't our best game. It wasn't our cleanest game, obviously, looking at the stats with the turnovers, but in a game like this on their floor, they're 10-0. They've got a great crowd here. It's a great environment. I'm proud of how we executed down the stretch. And obviously the game could have gone either way, but we feel very fortunate that tonight our kids made that one extra play to get us that W in overtime. When you entered this game, you two were two of the top 13 scoring teams in the country, and yet you come out here today and it's a defensive battle. Not a lot of made shots. What can you say about what your defense was able to do to frustrate their offense? Well, I think it was, they're pressing us in a man-to-man run and jump. We're pressing them in a 2-2-1. They're going deep. We're going deep. I think both teams were really tired, especially that second half. It just seemed like that both teams were really tired out of the press, tired in the half court. That's going to affect your shot making ability. They're able to feast on opponents a lot of times that can't go as deep as we can, and same thing for us. If we played against somebody that can't go very deep, but I don't think we're necessarily able to wear each other out. So it's just a battle of attrition, so to speak. And I think we're averaging 85, they're averaging 83, and you get a game in the high 60s in overtime. I just think it just goes by both schemes. We just kind of battled each other. It was a heavyweight fight, and again, we're lucky to come out on the winning end. Obviously, turnovers is the name of their game. Every team that they've played has turned it over at least 22 times. Well, you give it away 26. Yep. Third quarter, that kills you. They score 8 points off of those giveaways, but overall, just 16. They averaged 27 per game prior to that. Is there anything that you can take away from the amount of turnovers that you had that it didn't lead to them scoring a lot, or how do you assess that? Well, I think their third quarter has been a big quarter for them because of the fatigue factor. They're able to get going, and they've not played their players as much as maybe the other team has. And when they started going there and they took that lead and got up by 5 in the third quarter, I knew that there was a chance that they could run away with this thing if we didn't get it back in gear. But we always made that play and always kept it within, it seemed like 5 or 6 points. Got back in it, and it was a rough quarter. We turned the ball over, and I don't know if it's because of our fatigue, just getting careless with the ball. Obviously, until we go back and watch the film, I really can't say for sure. But we knew that was going to be a big quarter because it's happened time and time again to the opponent where they've turned the ball over a lot in the third quarter, and Catawba's capitalized on it, and they've come out on top. Tonight, I think we just, even though we turned it over just like everybody else, we were able to get enough defensive stops, and they also turned the ball over quite a bit. I think they turned it over 20 times. Neither one of us having a positive assist-to-turnover ratio for the game. So, again, it was a battle of attrition, and we're the team that came out on top, primarily probably because we just shot the ball a little bit better than they did. I want to talk about the Twins because Kelsey Marisites kind of kept you in the game in the fourth quarter because they were able to stretch a lead out to 6, but she hit a couple big jump shots. Then she hit a free throw. Obviously, we would have liked to refer to make both, but she made one to at least tie the game there. And then Kayla comes out, 5-point game, hits a 3, gets a shot block, makes the game-winning free throw. What can you say about those two? Well, they're winners, and these kids, they've been in big environments. They've been in bigger environments than this, playing for state titles, with us playing for, conference titles, regional titles, all that kind of stuff. And that's what it takes. These are big ball games, and as they say, big-time players are going to make big-time plays and big-time ball games, and I think that's one of the things they did. Now, if we want to be critical, we're like, hey, Kelsey, you make that free throw, maybe we win the game in regulation, but, she made the free throw to tie the game, and then, of course, Tank makes the free throw to put us up by 1, to where it's a little bit more pressure on Catawba to have to get a score to send it to a second overtime. So, proud of them, as always. I always say this, I'm glad they're on our side, not on the other side. It was a hard game, and I told Terrence, he's done a really good job here at Catawba. Out of my time here, it was one of the toughest games for us to play, just because of how much they've improved and how good they are now with the amount of people they can play and the kind of heat they can bring to you. They're going to win a lot of games this year, and if I'm a predictor, I'm going to say they're going to be in our top 4, probably make the NCAA tournament, because they did a good job tonight. We're just again, it was a really good win for us, one of the better ones of the year. Obviously, anytime you can hand someone their first loss. You know, I'm very proud of our kids, and that's what 2 out of 4 road games against ranked opponents that we won this year. So I'm glad we're still here. You know, we haven't gone away, we haven't dropped off yet. We're still here, so proud of our kids.